having some very interesting situation here. All right, so we've just got the fairy cave in Kakariko Well. And just a great fairy inside the northwest house of Kakariko. So Kakariko has a lot of stuff. All right, it does look like at least one of our runners on stream is going.
Yeah, I'm watching Kohrek right now. He's in Kakariko. Just check the back of the tavern. Looks like on stream we do have 3 of our runners going.
All right. So we're good with some of these. All right. So the overgrown house is what looks like Peg Cave, and there's a shield in there. And we see who42baker making his way to the escape tunnel. Now, one of the things that is recommended here in full entrance randomizer with Ganon included is if you're going to fall in a hole, if you're going to a hole that you can fall in, go in the door first. Because if it's Ganon, you're going to fall into Ganon and die.
Yeah, it looks like who42baker just took their chances and dove down next to Hyrule Castle, and luckily it was just a magic bat, but he doesn't have powder yet, so he can't do anything there just yet.
Now, I ran into this the other day, and this may not be the case anymore. But the other day when I was running entrance randomizer, I actually ran into Ganon in a hole, and I died, and I was on top of the pyramid. So that may actually work. It looks like who42baker did just find Aghanim's tower at the vanilla entrance to Hyrule Castle. And in the South Kakariko house, we find the place I like to call the Curiosity Shop. It's got the 500 shield. It's the only place you can buy arrows in the game.
I'm not sure, but it looks like Kohrek just found the cave to the old man on Death Mountain in the race game house.
It was a dark room. There are several dark rooms on Death Mountain. So it may not be that particular room, but it very well could be.
A good way to tell usually is that there is a ledge, and if you hear yourself come off, then you know that you're in that particular cave.
Ah. So, yeah. If you're hearing the audio from Kohrek stream, then yeah, that would make sense.
He didn't jump down, so I'm not sure what it was. It looks like mentosman did jump down, so it looks like that it was that cave. Yeah.
And who42baker has found Ganon. We know where Ganon is, or we found Ganon. I don't know exactly where he just went in, so there we go. It's Lost Woods.
Lost Woods. Ganon's sleeping underneath the Master Sword.
Alright, so we see Kohrek in Super Bunny Cave, what it looks like. Which he found after traversing a little bit of Death Mountain.
Yeah, and since
you see mentosman following in his footsteps. Since
he entered in on the Light World, he doesn't need the Moon Pearl to get any of these items. And you'll see a lot of the like pots are still pots since he's in the Light World. They're not going to be skulls. It'll be the same if they enter a Dark World dungeon in the Light World. So
and we've got
little strange.
Bug Net.
They will be needing that.
Bug Net for swagging him strats. and it's entirely necessary. And we see Kohrek comes out the other side of at the race game on the exit.
Another important thing to note about Entrance Randomizer is that once you find the dam and you drain it, then it will stay drained for the remainder, so you will be able to enter Swamp Palace.
Yes, that is true. The old solution to that was to just have Swamp Palace always be vanilla, and that's lame. So they decided, yeah, let's use that fix. Yeah, so we did pick up that half magic in the sea house in the fortune teller house, as you see. One thing you learn when you do Entrance Randomizer is just how many fortune tellers and shops and things like that there are in this game. There's a non-trivial number.
My favorite thing to find in Entrance Randomizer is the Sahasrara's twin, the tree, that is normally in the Dark World, just below Palace of Darkness.
Oh, yeah. So, Brewers Fan is over here in what we Entrance Shuffle Tournament veterans, and by veterans I mean I just commentated it, but whatever. We used to call this the shopping mall.
Mentosman found the right side of Death Mountain, picked up the Moon Pearl.
Oh ho!
And the mirror.
So we found Paradox Cave, is what you're telling me.
We did.
Now, Paradox Cave is something you have to remember has 3 entrances. Don't forget one of those, or you could be completely lost for a while.
I'm not quite sure where the entrance was, but there was Ether, the Moon Pearl, and the mirror.
Wow. Not messing around here. I'm assuming that he entered from one of the 2 top areas, or he wouldn't have been able to get past the block without the mirror.
Finally getting the bomb jump, so we'll see where he exits.
Okay, yeah, so it was right next to that hole, so one thing he'll have to remember is that there are 2 more exits to that cave, and they could lead to, vastly different locations. Mentosman finds Misery Mire up on Death Mountain.
Can't do much in here yet, so just keep note and move on.
And there's the hook shot up on Spectacle Rock.
So he did get the mirror, so they will be able to pick that up.
And yet he is not picking it up yet. He's going to check what's in Spike Cave. But yeah, he can get back up there after checking this. No problem.
Just checking out one final entrance, see what it is. Looks like it's Agina's? No.
Mm-hmm. That's Agini's Cave.
Yep.
There's the Power Glove in the chicken hut, which is in Sahasrara's hut. Yeah, the exits are still tied to the entrances. Thank goodness.
Yep. Brewers Fan found the bottle in the Thieves' Hideout, which was just to the east of the sanctuary.
And looks like Brewers Fan is setting up the Houlihan room.
Oh, Agina had boots.
Oh boy. So Agina's Cave, off in the lower left-hand section of, or southwestern section of West Dark Death Mountain, where you will never ever think to go.
It'll be a while before any of these other runners find their boots.
Right, so we find the Brothers Hut in Tower of Hera, and that takes you out at Desert. Kohrek falls into the back of Escape, finds the back of Escape, which we expected because Sanctuary is Sanctuary.
Nothing too valuable.
Just a good load of garbage. And
Only
yes,
found
Houlihan
Swamp.
will come out at Link's house. Yep, so the Swamp Palace entrance found in the vanilla entrance for the what I call the business end of Spectacle Rock Cave.
That's where you fall down after picking up the item.
Yeah.
Correct. Gonna go check South Shore, the original mini Moldome cave, and finding a fortune teller.
All right, so we found the bottom/middle of Paradox Cave. And we see Kohrek's heading over now to the Light World Shopping Mall, east side of Lake Hylia. The reason we call it this is because there's generally like just a bunch of shops, but not always. But the other thing is, he's got the access to the glove, which is going to give him another entrance here. Yet another spot that most people don't remember from this game.
We found the dam.
Oh, it's the dam! That's huge!
That is.
And mentosman has found Thieves Town. I'm going to assume it was in Tower of Hera, just based on the way he was going. And he's found the book.
Who42baker found King's Tomb, picked up their blue mail.
Yep. I think most of the other runners have been there. Yeah, it's in the library. Oh, Tower of Hera's race game house. Well, I don't know what I'm talking about. All right, there's the big key. So yeah, one thing you have to remember, especially if you've been playing a lot of Key Sanity in preparation for the tournament, is this is not Key Sanity. So
That's nice when the keys are confined to their own dungeons.
oh, okay, it was the Paradox Cave normal entrance.
Yeah.
Though I have seen entrance Key Sanity, and that is a whole nother animal.
With a flooded red boomerang.
Yep. And there's Palace of Darkness over in another entrance of the Paradox Cave. So once again, Death Mountain sort of living up to its entrance shuffle nickname of Dungeon Mountain.
Unless he finds a small key in this chest right here, he's not gonna be able to do much in pod just yet. Oh.
Yep. Well, he can at least check a little more.
BrewersFan found Paradox Cave. They'll be picking up their Moon Pearl and Mirror and Ether relatively shortly.
All sorts of wonderful things inside Paradox Cave. Who42baker has found what I affectionately call the bed and breakfast in the dam. And Agnes Cave turns out to be Mini Moldorm Cave today.
What are they serving for breakfast today?
Sadness.
Oh.
And there's the red mail and the powder. All right, so we did at one point find the magic bat, so we
Yeah,
can.
it's to the east of Hyrule Castle.
Right,
Where
it's
you normally
the
drop
Uncle's
down to
Tunnel.
the yeah.
And I think we may have seen all of the drop downs minus the Uncle's Tunnel itself. I think the Uncle's Tunnel is guaranteed to be inside the pyramid.
Wouldn't it be something if the silver arrows were held by your uncle?
That would be kind of hilarious. Alright, so Kohrek picks up that bottle. Wait a minute, did they turn Quick Swap on? Now I'm not going to be able to see. We all gonna get lost. So one thing you may notice is that on Kohrek's screen, the Lost Woods music is playing. And that's because he exited a place that was generally in the Lost Woods. The music cue is based on where you leave. We see mentosman about to do the hammer yump here.
Just gotta get those 3 pixels lined up. You should be good now.
Yeah, that looks good. I actually have not learned the cue for the second position on that.
The second position for Hammer Up is you just need 3 pixels underneath the item menu, or like in between the 2 item menus where you can see a little bit of the map there. You just need 3 pixels of the bomb showing.
I just know the I just know where it's supposed to be if you look at the shadow where you're standing.
Right.
It's just not with the pause buffering. Forgot. Anyway, thanks for that. And we find the flute at the Sick Kid. Sick Kid in the cave south of Eastern. Very strange spot to have to remember. That's generally just a Great Fairy Cave.
So entering the old man entering his house from the top there is pretty funny. On Brewer's screen.
Oh yeah, that is always a delight when the old man just kind of phases through reality and enters house. But now we've got Magic Bat. So what does Magic Bat have to give us today?
I'm gonna say 20 rupees.
Probably correct. How about plus 5 bombs? Well, Brewers fan located Swamp Palace.
Yeah, Ice Palace. Also being on Death Mountain. There's 3 there that we know of. For 5?
Let's see. We had Misery Mire, we had Thieves Town, we had Pod, we had Ice. What else? Swamp, yeah. Yes, that's 5.
Brewers fan found the cuckoo hut. They'll be picking up their gloves. Not getting the cuckoo through the wall, though.
No, not quite. I have, on occasion, been burned by trying to do the chicken clip. And so I just can't do it anymore.
I burned myself one time. I threw the chicken all the way through to where the chest was, and I was trying to open the chest, and I just kept picking up the chicken. The chicken wouldn't move.
I somehow activated a thing where you like end up with an invisible chicken in your hands and you can't throw it.
I think that is a frame perfect glitch that can sometimes happen. Brewers fan finding Peepstown, they were able to pick up not much. It's going to be able to get the big key out of the vanilla big key location, and then they'll have to move on.
I mean, he could, in theory, head further back, possibly to the skylight room.
Yeah, I think they would have one more item that they could check. Yeah, right there.
And then, like, if you had enough bombs, you might could reach Blind's, like the maiden cell. But I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy.
No.
Now, if Kohrek were to get there, he could reach the maiden cell a little easier because he's got the glove. He can just lift the rock. Yeah, so the boots were in Agana's cave, which was
Agnes Cave was the bottom left of Dark Death Mountain.
Right. I even made a big deal about it, and then I was like,
So we're just one item away from Dark World access. We'd either need the hammer or another glove upgrade. We're starting to run out of Light World locations to check.
Yep. Another way we could get Dark World access is, I'm gonna say, sword and lamp.
Well, we won't be finding a sword.
Oh yeah. Well, we don't need sword, so just lamp. Because in Entrance Shuffle, the curtains are gone.
Wouldn't they need hammer or the cape to get past the barrier?
No, because Aghanim's tower is somewhere else.
Oh,
It's at the front of Hyrule Castle.
right. You're right.
So all they would need is the lamp to be able to see to get through, and they have the bug net, which we said was going to be important in quotes, but no, it's actually important. This is swordless mode. You have to have the bug net to kill Aghanim. Like, this is not a joke.
Oh man, the seed's already starting to play tricks with my brain.
We did find Aga Tower. It's at the front entrance of Hyrule Castle.
Yep.
So yeah, this is a mode for either people who have exceptional memories and are very skilled, or just hate themselves enough to do this.
Yeah, you have to be an exceptionally good note taker.
But you know, I feel like I would have fun running this even if I wasn't doing well. So one interesting thing I've seen here. First of all, Brewers Fan is doing it. He's going into the back of Thieves Town. And we see that the stun drop today is full magic.
It's always wonderful when the stun drop is full magic. You're basically never going to run out of magic. But with half magic, they should be fine either way.
Alright, so there's a bunch of just the small key inside that chest, and now we see Brewers Fan is going to be taking Blind to the boss's room. The only problem is there's no way to damage blind at the moment.
No, but it will save them some time later when they come back. Blind will already be waiting for them.
Right. Unless, for some reason, they decide to check the big chest first. Which they'd need the hammer to reach anyway.
What do you call a blind dinosaur?
Did he not finish the joke there? Because it does tell you if you finish the joke.
I saw it, but then I forgot. It was on screen for Star Story.
It's a do you think you saw us?
Ah.
What do you call a blind dinosaur's dogs?
A blind dinosaur's dogs?
A blind dinosaur's dog. Do you think you saw us, Rex?
I was gonna go with Fido, but that works too. Alright, checking out one of the 2 dark rooms in Pod here. I know there wasn't anything too significant, just a compass, and I think it was small. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, so you got to go inside for a bit and look around. Hey, we found the Meyer shed in what I think was the Bonk Rocks.
Yes, it was. Nobody else will be able to check that just yet, but there wasn't any progression in there.
Oh yeah, that was in Jurassic Park. That is where I heard that. So a couple of strange things you'll notice in Entrance Shuffle. So, for example, in Pod, we entered it from the light world, so all of the pots are pots and not they're not skulls like you normally would. In addition, there are certain enemy types that have different statistics, like health and damage, depending on what world you're in.
Right. I think crickets in Thievestown count as rats.
Yeah, so heading back to the Skylight Room through that Grasshopper Alley, as I like to call it, is not nearly as treacherous if you entered from the light world.
Who42baker picking up their swagnet.
I think we did have an entrance key sanity randomizer once on here.
We did.
Some kind of unholy garbage, and I think I was in it. I think it was 5 hours for me. Anyway.
We've also had an entrance randomizer. That was fun. I always love the daily community races, just to think of or just to see what kind of unholy stuff that the community can come up with if they want to run.
Yeah, it's pretty great. Right, so we see the big key for desert is on the torch. Kohrek has found Desert Palace, by the way. Just throwing that out there. So when mentosman finds Desert Palace, he'll be able to get that big key.
And I still can't clear it yet. I don't think we know where the backside is, and we don't have a
we do.
source.
The backside is the left side of Sahasrara's house in Kohrek village.
Yep, we didn't see that in the first 5 minutes. But we don't have a fire source, so they can't clear it yet.
Correct. We got to have fire rod or lamp to make that happen. And if lamp happens, we have dark world access. Through the worst possible dark world access, but we still have it. Entrance randomizer with random dark rooms. Get out. I actually kind of love it now. Oh, that would kind of be interesting. Just randomize which rooms are dark.
I like you said earlier, I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. We're gonna see our first fake flippers out of mentosman.
But I would wish it on myself. Does that make me my own worst enemy?
I think it might. Oh, we found Hype Cave.
Oh, look at that. Hype Cave in the Waterfall Cave. And we're sequence breaking to get that sweet, sweet hype.
Oh, you pick up the 20 rupees and it knocked him out of the water walking glitch.
Yeah, talking to an NPC and picking up an item will get you out of that. So Kohrek finds the front end of Hookshot Cave.
It was the Cave of Love today.
Mm-hmm. Now, Kohrek's going to enter this desert palace, and he's going to be disappointed. Because I'm not convinced he doesn't already know what this is. Oh, no, he's not. He hasn't been here yet.
Yeah. Exits out on to Death Mountain.
He can at least read what is on the tablet. Flippers!
Oh, the flippers on the Ether tablet. They will be needing to find the hammer before. Correct, finally seeing that hook shot. BrewersFan picking up their contagious flute from the 6th pit.
Mm-hmm. So once we find that hammer, we'll be able to pick up the flippers.
Right.
But in order to activate the tablets, you have to have a hammer. In order to activate the medallion entrances, you have to have the hammer, I believe.
Kohrek will be our first runner to delve deeper into Mire.
Basically, the hammer has been given all of the properties of the tempered sword, except for the fact that you can't swing it like a sword.
And its hitbox is drastically smaller. Kohrek thought about trying to go deeper into Mire and thought better against it, using only bomb strats against those whiz robes. A little annoying.
Yeah. I'm not convinced bombs actually work on whiz robes.
I know you can't stun them, and I know the hook shot won't one-hit kill them.
Right. I think I'm
Can
not
you
convinced they even work.
Can you powder a whiz robe?
I don't think so.
Oh.
Bombs do work on whiz robes. They do not work on whiz robes. Okay, I'm getting conflicting reports here. Okay, so it's just a really, really, really tight window, I guess. Because I was trying it the other day, and in a Plandomizer, which shall not be named.
It might be one of those frame perfect things. Oh, correct. Picking up their boots. Who42baker finding Ice Palace and done some quick notes. BrewersFan found the Lake Hylia fairy fountain.
All right. So as far as I know, in this particular instance of the randomizer, you can actually use that to help you out. And let me tell you how. So, when they removed all the bomb and arrow upgrades from the game, they still left it where using those or doing the fairy donation will still give you 1 increase in bomb and arrow capacity. But the important thing is it fills them up as well. So one time in an entrance rando, I actually used that cave to give me bombs, because it was the only convenient way to find them.
Yeah, I remember
There's
correctly.
the lamp!
It's cheaper than just buying bombs from a shop, too.
So we find the lamp in the hookshot cave here, and so that's technically Dark World access. As we can kind of force our way through Aghanim's tower.
Yeah, I think Kohrek's heading there now.
Once again,
Yep.
not something I would wish on anyone, mainly because how are you going to damage the enemies in there?
You're gonna have to stun them and drop a bomb.
Yep. I mean, do we even have enough bombs for that? That's a good question.
I think they picked up 2 bomb upgrades we've found so far, so they'll have 20. It should be enough if they get real creative on where they stun the enemies and make good use of their bombs.
Ooh. Pedestal index. I don't even know.
There may be something important on in the Desert Palace big chest.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, you need the big key as well, just to finish it. Oh, I see what you're talking about. You're Mentos got there, so
yeah,
he grabbed it. Yeah. And so
we found the
Kohrek,
back of Kohrek found the back of Skull Woods.
are we going to? No. There's no way to damage Mothula right now.
No.
I don't think.
No.
I promise you, if this seed requires Cane of Samaria Mothula, I'm gonna have flashbacks.
Oh no, it was just the compass and the big key in the big chest.
Bees!
Medallions are not worth us because they're going to open up Misery Mire and Turtle Rock. But they can't use them outside of opening those dungeons.
So bees will damage Mothula, but
yes,
good luck.
Bees do fighter sword damage against Mothula, and I think it's some ungodly amount, like 36 fighter sword strikes to kill Mothula.
It's 16.
Oh, 16?
Yeah, it's just 16. But they all have to count.
Yeah.
And if he gets tossed into a spike, it doesn't count, right?
Right.
So this is Mothula we're talking about, and the bees, you don't have any control over which way he hits them. And so the bees just seem like a not great way of trying to kill it.
Skip 4 bees.
I tried that. The logic does not count Samaria Moth as a weapon? Okay, good. It's possible. I know this.
Brewers fan finding the damn So where do you think our progression is? We need a glove upgrade or the hammer.
I mean, I think we go through Agate Tower.
Agate Tower.
I think we go to the other side of Agate Tower and we find the hammer somewhere, maybe like on the pyramid. Or maybe somewhere else entirely.
I'm going to tell you that's not going to be a fun climb.
Nope.
So right now, Kohrek and mentosman are the only two that can do that, and it looks like they're putting it off as long as possible.
Well, mentosman just went and bought 22, or bought a bunch of bombs from a shop. I think he's considering making the climb up Agate Tower. Well, he is going to the back of Desert. Bomb
Landmolas?
Landmolas is a thing. It is a thing you can do. He's got 30 total bombs right now because of a nice lucky 8 drop there. The bombs will do, I think, Master Sword damage against it.
I'm not sure. This is going to be my first time actually seeing this.
Yeah, I've done bomb Landmolas before. And it's doable. You got to drop the bomb at just the right time. What I kind of recommend for that is just like drop the bomb right when they disappear, just kind of in the middle, and you'll just hit a bunch of them.
And just missing. It hit one.
Yep.
First fan checking out Zora. We know that his life lesson was harsh.
Indeed.
Met out swift justice to the poor kid, giving all of his change to a strange fish.
All right, so down goes one Landmola.
19 bombs left.
Yeah, it's a doable fight. It's not an enviable fight, but it is a doable fight.
Just barely hit that second one.
Yeah. So I don't think the logic accounts for dying at Ganon as a way to get to the Dark World.
No, the logic will never require you to take damage to get anywhere. That includes death warping.
Now, I think you could. I think it would be completely within the rules to do so if you wanted to die at Ganon to get to the Dark World.
Oh no, he finishes off Landmolas and all they drop is a big 20.
But it is also the green pendant.
Right.
Fortunately, do we have any idea where Sahasrah's hut is?
No.
That's what I thought.
We know where the hut is, we just don't know where the inside is.
That was a rather hype fight, though, from where I was sitting. Took him a total of 25 bombs to destroy the Landmolas. Alright, so mentosman finds that flute.
Yeah, I forgot he didn't check sick kid.
Bonks into a tree out of frustration and then heads out.
Looks like they are gonna go activate their flute.
Anyone check the Light World Hype Cave location? I think somebody did. I would imagine they did. It is a place that you're likely to forget. Apparently we had these silver arrows at the hobo.
Oh, did we?
So yeah, you're gonna want those silvers if you are running swordless mode. Because it is theoretically possible to do silverless strats with the hammer, but you don't want to. It is some sort of awful.
Kohrek picking up some more bombs. I think they might be prepping for Aghanim.
We may be seeing an Aga Tower, and this is going to be what we call a mess.
Brewers fan finding out that hook shot does not work on the Wizard.
Yep. So now he's going to attempt bomb strats. See, I'm not convinced it works.
No. I'm gonna try to powder it. Nope. Oh, we found the back entrance to. Oh, we found Eastern.
Oh, nice. Where did we go? How did we get here?
Well, I'm not sure, but they found the exit to the to Aghanim's Tower, and on the left side of the castle was the entrance to Eastern.
Right. Just wondering where we came in there from. Oh, it was a dark cave. So, oh yeah, there were a couple of lamp locked areas, and the so when you found the lamp, that gave you access to those. So the Eastern Palace play being made here, we may see some hammer in here. All these players are going to want that hammer really badly. Oh, Kohrek just finds Ganon's Tower.
Oh goodness, this is huge.
So Ganon's Tower is the world's biggest overworld cave in Entrance Shuffle.
You can check everything, but a couple of chests on the right side, I think.
Yeah, you can't get to. I think there's 5 chests on the right side you can't access because of the Cane of Samaria. But you can definitely check most of the left side, if not all of it. No, you can't check any of the left side. You need the hammer.
Kohrek gonna find Eastern.
So that's it for Ganon's Tower right now. In the big key chest, we find Big Love. And that's it for Eastern, apparently. So So Mentos Man will be pulling 3 keys out of Ganon's tower as well. I'm told there's like a frame-perfect trick you can do with a bomb to make the Cane of Samaria switch think it's being held down, but don't. He's
I
never
don't think I've
checking
ever
right
heard of
side.
that one.
So Ganon's tower is the right-hand side of upper.
We're seeing it. We're seeing it.
Here it is, the Aga Tower play, ladies and gentlemen. Beginning with everybody's favorite bosses, the ball and chain guards. These will take, if I'm not mistaken, 8 bombs apiece? Maybe 4.
Luckily, there's not that many required enemies.
Okay, it's 4. Good. These guys are required.
But I think they only take 2 bombs.
Yeah, 2 bombs will take him down. So going up Aghanim's tower, there's those 2. There's some red.
There's some red guards, and then there's
more
the
red guards.
Arrow guard that has the key.
And the arrow guards that has the key. And then there's another set of red guards, but there's pots in that room, so use pots. Yep, we did find the we do know that the flippers are on the ether tablet. Unfortunately, we still don't have the hammer, which will allow access to that. The reason it's the hammer that allows the access is because normally in swordless mode you just would not have access to it, because the requirement for the tablets is both the book and the master sword or better.
Mentos Man almost finished with the climb. 1 more room of red guards.
Yeah, the red guards also take 2 bombs apiece. And then there's 1 more room of red guards here that you got to deal with. And then there's the room with the pots in it, so use the pots. Okay, so we did see that the 5 and 6 crystals were Swamp is that Swamp? Yeah, Swamp and Thieves Town, and the Ice Palace was the red pendant. All right, so that does it for Mentos Man's required enemies on the climb. Looks like Kohrek is going to be attempting to get through the front end of Misery Mire, and he's going to have the same kind of problems.
So swagging him was required.
This is some real mess right here.
Oh man, I was hoping the seed would be trolly.
Well, you got your wish, sir.
I did.
Now, when I have the net and the boots here, I actually find the net dash to be easier than trying to time the net shot. Because you can just dash into him. So far, we've had 2 unfortunate blue projectiles from Aghanim today.
That would be 3.
There's 3. And 4. Goodness. And 5. This seed, guys.
Oh my goodness. Kohrek found pod. Well, they already found pod. More blue balls.
There we go. There's the 6th and final hit.
I was just about to say, can you make it stop?
And we find ourselves in the dark world.
They do have the hook shot, so they can get to Village of Outcasts.
At precisely 1 hour into the run. Dark world access. And mentosman leaves behind a little present on Ganon's tower as he walks away. See mentosman making the play on catfish. Now, he's going to check this entrance on the way up. But
I think they'll check it on the way back down.
Okay, that makes sense. Catfish, some people are like, well, catfish is out of the way. What are you doing? Well, tell you what. The thing is, entrance shuffle, you like places where there's guaranteed to be an item. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you don't know where things are.
Well, as many times I've been burned by catfish, I always try to route it in.
And we see Kohrek is the second of our runners to make the play on Aghanim's tower.
Ooh, just a red rupee.
So I'm going to take the over-under on the number of forfeits by the end of this race. Because this is a doozy of a seed.
I've already had one.
The Vanilla Agate Tower entrance, we saw someone come out of it.
Oh, and we found Waterfall Cave.
Alright, we found a bottle in there. And he's
Bottle with
going to fill it up with something else.
I hope she gives him another B.
Also, the fairy is the fairy sprite.
She gives him another
Good
B.
job, Crowbar. Good job. But the fairy sprite that's used depends on what world you're in as well. So that's why you saw the fat fairy in the Waterfall of Wishing. No, it's like, no, Mentos, the seed wants you to have a B.
Who42baker and BrewersFanJP finding Ganon, or
They're finding
almost,
Ganon's
yeah.
and Eastern up there on the top of Hyrule Castle.
They both split and just went two different directions.
Hey, and we found Sahasrah's hut inside the King's Tomb.
Just
Over
some
on
bombs.
Mentosman's. And
Mentosman decided to leave one behind. There you go.
And there's the cape and the ice rod.
Still no progression. Well, no, Kohrek's a crystal. I think.
Yeah. All right, let's see what is in the
Behind the
cave
sanctuary.
here.
That's Witch's Hut.
It is Witch Hut. All right, so we know where to go if we find the mushroom.
There's not much business to be had up there. I don't know what they're doing. Seems like a poor business practice to me.
Well, I mean, the thing is, you're selling magical potions. You're gonna expect your clientele to be familiar with magical devices. We find the checkerboard cave and the dark sanctuary cave. Nothing of consequence in there. So let's talk about Bumper Cave for a second. All right.
We did just get the cape, but we don't know where
Right.
the exit is.
This Bumper Cave entrance here is notorious for trolling people. For example, you see the top part there? Sometimes the only way to progress is to mirror from the top part to get to the back. Or the top. To whatever entrance is up there. And it can be significantly trolly. Alright, so we see mentosman going to try to make this bomb jump here. It's a recently discovered bomb jump. Basically, rando only. And there it is.
Yeah, you just line yourself up on that corner. Make sure you cover up that whole tile.
And that is the entrance to Thieves Town.
A quick warp into the village of outcasts.
Kohrek managed to make his way through Aghanim's tower. He'll be facing off against the wizard himself.
Was that cave?
Grove Cave.
45? Yeah.
Yeah. Down there in what is that place in the spoiler logs, the place he just entered, or no, the bomb hut down there. I think it's called the Brewery in the spoiler log, which is interesting.
What? Okay.
All right, so we find the wrong end of Ice Rod Cave. Also, the Ice Rod Cave there is considered a single entrance cave for these purposes, even though, you know, there are two ways in. They're basically separated off, so.
But you can't enter one and exit out the other, so.
Correct. We see mentosman making his way into Skull Woods, so we see, you know, this particular entrance to Skull Woods, it did get you into Skull Woods, but it's not the normal entrance. We're in the backside right now.
Correct, showing off your Swaggin' strats.
Oh, he's doing net dashing? Nice.
BrewersFan making the Aghanim play.
Alright, so mentosman making use of that newly acquired ice rod to make those Gibdos a thing of the past. He's giving those Gibdos the cold shoulder. And we just see a nice little compass there in this room.
We will be able to see the entire front half of Skullwood. Just won't be able to see the back half since that's in the light world.
Yeah. I think we may be in one of those situations where we get in a loop, because both of these entrances go to that back half, and so now when he falls in, he's going to go to the, well, now he's still in the back half, but eventually he'll fall into one that takes him to the other half, and he will be unable to leave without mirroring.
We found the southwest hut, I guess the secret hut, I guess.
Oh yeah. So if you want some bombs, there you go. I mean, he did just use a bunch of them.
There's the booty.
And we see Kohrek making the play over to the pod area. So two players getting through to the Dark World via Aghanim's Tower, and both of them taking different routes right off the bat.
And BrewersFan will be right behind them. Just gotta see when who42baker makes the play.
All right, so just find a small key in the big chest. Maybe we'll see some of the value over here on the traditionally southwest hole area.
Nope.
Just a burrito, and so that leaves one item here, and then the rest of it. I mean, I think something's on Mothula, but
There's
the
the
Titan's mitts.
There we go.
There you go. Yeah, something's
that
on
means,
Mothula. We've seen the chest in the back. And so that's how you do that.
We found Turtle Rock in pod.
Yep. It's the left side entrance near the big chest. That's a kind of a treacherous spot to walk in. It's like, oh, hi, lasers. Greetings, welcome to Laser Town.
None shall.
But you have unfettered access into both the room with the pokey to get that key, and you can also just walk into the chomp room if you want. And it looks like that is what Kohrek is doing.
Yeah, you can walk in without expending a key.
Yeah, you just don't want to walk back out. And we find the burrito. I think a turtle burrito would be like some sort of ancient delicacy. Oh. Oh, never mind. So we see mentosman over on the east side, following the footsteps of Kohrek. Alright, so we see BrewersFan coming up on the Swaggin' fight. Let's get ready to do that net move. Yeah, does Ice Rod work on Wizrobes? It's a good question. Oh, okay, to the actual mire area. That makes sense. You can totally do that. You've got the flute, you've got the Titan's mitts. Do it. So we see mentosman backtracking through Turtle Rock as well. He's gonna head and get that turtle burrito.
Who42baker just picked up their boots, so I think that they're going to be putting off Aghanim just a little while longer.
Yep, pretty much. He's gonna find the couple pieces of heart here in the mire shed.
Correct. You do need the fire rod or the hammer to kill the pokies. Or a bow. I think a bow works on pokies too.
Yes, bow does work. It's significantly a lot of arrows, unless you've got silvers. But even if it's silvers, you still need 2.
Yeah.
Like, that was... I was surprised. I thought that most enemies died in 1 silver. It does take 2 to kill a Poke.
2 shots to kill a Pokey and 2 shots to kill Vitreous.
Yep. So the way the mirror glitch works is if you are pushing the block and you use the mirror in a place where the mirror has no function, it will make that noise and it will cancel the block animation, and while the animation is playing, the block doesn't exist. So the block just disappears.
Do not try that in a dungeon.
Correct. Because if you're in a dungeon, you will leave the dungeon, and that will be bad. So the real problem with who42baker is he has yet to find the chicken hut where the glove is.
You found the chest game though.
Yep. Alright, so Kohrek checking an often forgotten spot, and he finds the front of the tavern. We're not going to go see what Cross Product has to say today.
I think Mentos is about to take the frog on a tour.
Did we find the Smith's hut?
I don't remember.
Yeah, it can be pretty much anywhere in this general area. It can be in a lot of places. It could be here in the Haunted Grove Cave, for all we know.
Miss
A lake shop, apparently.
Well, there's Ice Rod Cave.
Yeah. You can take the Smith into any single entrance cave. He's okay with that.
You can also take him into Skull Woods if you drop down a hole.
Right. You can also, yeah, you can take him into any hole cave. You can take anything into any hole cave. Like, you can take the purple chest in there. You can take Zelda in there if you really wanted to, somehow. If you could get her outside the dungeon.
I want to see somebody take the frog into cannon.
That'd be fun. Purple chest disappears? Okay, that would make sense. Yeah, so there are a few other entrances around here that people tend to forget. So there are a couple of bonk rocks that are next to Link's house. Normally they lead to fairies, just a bunch of fairies, both in the Dark World and the Light World. Same situation. Alright, so just a red rupee there. We really need to find that hammer.
Hammer or fire rod would lead to progression right now.
Now we could see mentosman making, well, it would take a very special set of circumstances to get him to head to the Dark World shopping mall right now. He's gonna head to the Hype Cave entrance, but of course, entrance shuffle, we don't know what this is. Oh, it's Blind's Hut. Basically Hype Cave.
Yes. 5 easy quick checks.
Got big 20. Big 20. I thought we were gonna have vanilla for a second there.
All big 20s and a heart piece.
Well, we got 3 big 20s, a big 5, and a +5.
That's got to be a little disheartening. I'm sure he knew that he was going to find hammer or something in there.
So apparently there is now English text in the fairy, the wishing fairy.
I never checked the item on the dam. Cannot go in here because you don't have flippers, because you don't have hammer. Oh, right.
Well,
it's
yeah. Entrance shuffle.
It's got me. It's got me.
Welcome to Entrance Shuffle, and
we
also
found Laser
welcome
Bridge.
to Turtle Rock Laser Bridge. So Entrance Shuffle does weird things to Turtle Rock logic. It makes things like Laser Bridge accessible without lamp.
We found a
Speaking
weapon.
of which, there is the Cane of Samaria. That's kind of important. It can actually deal damage to a lot of things.
1 hour and 20 minutes to find a weapon of some import.
And we are not messing around with Entrance Shuffle.
Hey, thank you, Smokey and the Bandit, subscribing with Twitch Prime. Welcome to Speed Gaming Channel.
Oh, yeah.
And thank you for supporting Speed Gaming. Now, Mentos does have 8 and half magic.
Yep, but he manages to acquire that last chest, and he could continue on. Because he just picked up the Cane of Samaria, he could actually go to the roller room from the back.
Looks like that's what they're doing.
When's the last time you traversed this room in reverse?
I'm gonna say a confident 0.
There you go. That just means you haven't been playing enough Entrance Shuffle.
That is correct.
Though some people would classify 0 as enough Entrance Shuffle. So with all the keys he's picked up, he may actually go check that vanilla big key chest.
I wouldn't put it out of the question. So. Looks like that's where they're going, actually.
Can you kill Pokies with the Cane of Samaria?
I think so. I think it's just gonna take a lot of hits.
Yeah. Seems like it would take actually forever. He could also just make his way straight to the front. Like with all the keys he has, he can just go to the front. He wouldn't be able to get the fire rod locked chest, but there are other chests he could get.
Oh, Ice Rod also does
works. Yeah. It's not as good as Fire Rod. Because Fire Rod just one-shots them. Mainly because it lights all the pieces on fire at the same time. Looks like looks like Ice Rod does tempered sword damage, or something like that. Okay, so we see who42 making the play on Agate Tower finally. The problem is he's got 14 bombs, and I'm not sure he's going to make it up with that amount. We'll see.
Hopefully he gets a bomb drop or something on the way.
So, Mentos Man can reach one more chest that he has not been able to reach yet. And that would be the front chest, which I think in vanilla contains like the map or the compass or something.
Right, the bottom left.
Yeah, I have no idea what it has in vanilla.
It's interesting to see that they actually coded those doors to be locked from both sides.
Yep. So we have not found the TR front, so the other thing he can gain from this, of course, is, actually going there.
I'm not sure what mentosman is trying to do here.
I don't know. Maybe he's gonna hover the gap and light them with the lamp. I'm kidding. I'm pretty sure even if you could do that, you would not be able to get there in time.
A frame perfect hook shot lamp switch.
Yeah, you might be able to do like TAS hover. So there's the big key. So now he could access the big chest if he wanted to.
Which he could access from Palace of Darkness.
Yeah.
But we're gonna see where the front entrance exits out.
Actually, no. The only way to get to the big chest is through the entrance right next to it. Because the door locks behind you when you go north.
Well, he just found a couple more entrances that he wouldn't have otherwise been able to access. He can mirror out and check Mimic Cave.
Yep. The cave he's in right now actually has 2 entrances, so you could exit at the other side and see where that takes you. But I think you would want to check what's in Mimic Cave first. Or Mimic Cave's location. Or not.
No.
Pay no attention to that man behind the microphone. Oh, and he gets trolled.
Oh no.
Because he ends up at the Ganon's Tower entrance. And that will, that's unfortunate. He finds the Spiral Cave entrance up here on, in where the Hookshot Cave usually is. So, not a complete loss that you got through. You ended up on GT. But yeah, that's one of the perils of searching through Dark World. Is sometimes you get thrown out at Ganon's Tower.
He's gonna have to traverse all of Turtle Rock again if they want to check Mimic Cave.
Yep.
And the back entrance.
He could mirror there as well. Not sure what he's trying to do.
I don't think he has a choice but to mirror here.
I don't know if we've seen what's in this entrance that he just mirrored in front of. I would guess yes, but
I think we have, because you can drop down from there from the top.
Yeah. Okay, so we see mentosman. He's going into Thieves Town. The Cane of Samaria can definitely beat Blind, and it's actually a pretty fun fight. It's actually not really that hard.
Nope, Blind will run into your block and damage herself.
I like Cane Blind. It's a great fight. Did mentosman not already take Blind?
mentosman came into Thieves Town and did the first 4 chests.
He never checked any of it. That's right. I was like, wait a minute. I thought somebody took Blind to the boss and then got out.
I'm pretty sure that wasn't Kohrek.
mentosman. Alright, so we're going to see Kohrek checking what's in Mimic Cave, and it's Mimic Cave. So...
Mimic Cave is Mimic Cave, so he's going to need the hammer to progress in there.
Correct. So no real loss for mentosman at the moment.
Kohrek's about to find Ganon's Tower.
Yep. Surprise, you can't backtrack.
Oh.
So I think Kohrek... Yeah, okay, so he's checking this one first. I think if Kohrek sees... Ooh!
Oh, we found the front of escape.
That's a big deal. First of all, 3 chests in here you can check. Second of all, or 4 chests. 4 chests you can check, including Dark Escape. Second of all, 2 more entrances. So anyways, the other entrance there was the Hookshot Cave entrance that take you in the Spiral Cave. And I think if I was running this... Now, don't hold me to this because I'd probably be dumb and not follow my own advice. But I think if I saw Spiral Cave, I'd be like, okay, that's a one-way trip. There are more entrances up here. Hang on. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm not saying that mentosman is dumb. I don't mean to imply that. I just realized that it might have come off that way.
Well, hopefully mentosman watches the VOD to the point where you apologize.
I do apologize.
There we go. mentosman finishing off blind. Picking
And
up a big
just
20.
another big 20. Goodness. Where is this hammer?
Hammer's on pedestal.
Oh my goodness. Not possible.
No, it's not possible, but it would just be funny.
I was worried. I had to look at the things first, because yeah, 1, you can't reach Cold Stare without it. 2, you can't damage Mothula without it.
Right.
I mean Mothula, Moldorm. I always mix up Mothula and Moldorm when I say it. That's a classic Bob move.
I was hoping the hammer would be in Zelda's chest.
Yep, unfortunately. He's interestingly enough not going to the Dark Escape chest. I think maybe he knows it's Burrito or something.
Yeah. Now, the cane will do damage to the wizards.
Oh yeah, you know what? That is right. Nobody checked towel room. Oh yeah. Well, you now get towel room because of the cane.
Right.
And you can bomb jump and get the other 4 chests. So you have to bomb jump to hit one of the torches, then run through the room real quick, hitting the other torches. But it is possible to lamp that room. The logic expects you to have Fire Rod for that room. So you will not find Fire Rod past there.
Kohrek, getting a fairy. Was not pleased with having less than 4 hearts.
Yep, it seems reasonable to me. I mean, you gotta have those sword beams, right?
Absolutely.
So mentosman is now making his way through Misery Mire. Cane of Samaria, finally a reliable way to take down Wizrogues.
I think our mentosman was using the ice rod.
Oh, Ice Rod works? Sweet. Cane is better. Because it doesn't take as much magic. And you can hit multiples.
He has half magic, and the stun prize is full magic. I'm pretty sure he's not.
No, nobody's worried about magic. What am I talking about?
Nope.
There's the big key for Mire. And we see Kohrek about to do the bomb Landmola strats.
Does Cane work? on
Oh no, he can
Landmolas?
do Ice Rod. Ice Rod Landmolas. Cane also works, but Ice Rod is just as effective as Fire Rod.
Yeah, different sword damage.
Yeah, two hits from Ice Rod. So I think it's Butter Sword damage.
We're gonna see our first. Never mind. We're gonna be able to take the.
So we're
just
going. We are going to see that Kakariko well situation. And Kohrek takes down the land mullahs much faster. Mentos finds the mushroom.
And the hammer.
And the bow!
Wow! What is this?
Wow. So all you had to do once you got to the Dark World is just mirror over that into Kakariko well.
Wow. That's been accessible for so long.
Well, I mean, you still had to find your way into the Dark World, so I still think that Agate Tower climb was required.
Yes. Well, that just opened up a whole lot of possibilities for Mentos Man.
Yep. I think I could see him picking up the flippers soon, on account of we know where they are. He, however, is heading another direction. And it does look like our tracking software has gone down at the moment, so we should be okay. Just hang tight, and we'll get that set up for you once again. So yeah, Mentos Man is making the play on pod, which makes tons of sense.
Hammer, bow. Let's go to pod.
Yep, hammer, bow. Oh yeah, pod does things. So the hammer lets you activate the tablets. It also lets you activate the medallion locations where you need to open a dungeon, but otherwise you can't use the medallions at all.
I think Mentos is going to do all they can right now on Death Mountain, and then go and pick up the flippers and clear out the swamp, so they'll open up one more entrance in the pyramid.
Yep. So yeah, basically the second you got to Dark World, you could have gotten that hammer pretty quick.
Alright, picking up their Titan's Mitts.
And the bow, yeah. Oh yeah, you do need the Titan's Mitts, that is correct. So you have to come into Skullwoods, get the Titan's Mitts, and then go get your bow and hammer.
Brewers fan is about to be really happy. Hammer and a bow. I think all we need is Fire Rod, correct?
So Fire Rod will get you the Turtle Rock win. You don't need it to get into Skullwoods anymore. We know where flippers are. Nobody's picked them up, but we know where they are. and you would need those to finish Swamp. But yeah, aside from that, I think we're golden.
Well, we're gonna see our first Mire entrance. And that's your second entrance into Escape.
All right.
Wait, did Kohrek pick up the hammer and bow?
I don't think so.
He would have had to. He just used a medallion.
I think maybe you don't need the hammer to use the medallion on the squares.
Oh.
Maybe you do. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that you do.
Let's see.
Yeah, he just got mitts, so he couldn't have gotten the hammer yet.
He just got the mitts, so there's no way he could have the hammer.
Okay.
Yeah. Apparently you don't need it to use the medallion on its tile. Yeah, I think. Yeah, of course. Okay, so the medallions on the tile thing happened for swordless mode before the tablet thing happened, right?
Okay.
So they allowed you to use the medallions on the things without a sword way early on, and then they were like, you know what? Let's make hammer work on the tablets so the tablets have a purpose.
Yes, Ganon will still tell you where the swords are.
But we know where they are.
They're on Hobo.
Yep. Actually, I believe in Entrance Randomizer, the hint is a little more involved. Like, it'll tell you like what place it's in.
Correct, showing off a nifty little glitch you can pull off with the cape here. If you use the cape and then grab and pull on a wall, it won't drain your magic, so you can just chill out in this tile room.
We see Brewers fan putting that bow to good use. Gonna clear out Eastern
Yeah.
Palace. That's the name of that place.
Yes, we do have one crystal. mentosman picked up the crystal 5, I think, from Thieves Town.
Yes.
I'm not sure if it was 5 or 6.
It's 5 or 6. The other one's in Swamp.
Yep. I think Kohrek's about to make the play.
Yeah, it's entirely possible. So, in order to defeat Ganon, you have to have gathered all 7 crystals and cleared Ganon's tower. If you have not done that, Ganon will become invulnerable in the 4th phase. That is the way this works.
Yeah, I think he said something along the lines of, you need to finish your quest first. If you find him before opening the pyramid. We are seeing Kohrek make the play.
All right. So we're falling into Kakariko well. Gonna pick up those that hammer and bow, and then we'll be in business.
It's like who42baker is taking a little while to think about what their next play is.
Yep, they've got to find that chicken hut. Where was the chicken hut again?
I don't remember. It's been so long.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it has kind of
I know it
my
was
mind at the moment.
relatively early and close to Kakariko.
Yeah.
Was it the library?
No, the library was I know it was important, but it wasn't the chicken hut.
Chicken Nut
Oh, it
was
was
Sazrala's hut.
Sazrala, that's it. Yeah, who you gotta go over to Eastern area. Yeah, library is King's Tomb, that's right. Which had a mail upgrade.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the trackers haven't fallen asleep, it's that the interface for the tracker has gone down, so we're gonna do our best to keep you apprised of the situation here. But at the moment, there's no way to update the items on screen, so you'll just have to bear with us as we attempt to describe what has been going on.
So Kohrek will be the first to pick up the flippers.
All right. We can go for a swim. Those are definitely required to get into Swamp Palace. And Swamp Palace is one of those crystals, so we gotta make sure it happens.
Swamp Palace is right here. So 6 items available for him. I wouldn't be surprised if Fire Rod was in here.
Yep. Now, mentosman is making probably the highest value play, and that is the Ganon's Tower play. Ganon's Tower has 20 total items. And most people, aren't used to Ganon's Tower being a potential location for progression items, but in full entrance shuffle with Ganon shuffle, this is an absolute possibility.
Well, you know what would be really troll is Fire Rod after Troll Dorm 2. On a validation test.
Fire Rod in that final chest upstairs is a distinct and actual possibility, though you would have to find the big key here on the left side. Did he find the big key? I missed it.
I haven't really been watching. I've been watching Kohrek and Baker.
There's who 42baker finds those gloves.
Oh.
Finally.
I don't think they found the big key yet.
Yeah, I don't think so. You know what would be even more fun? Fire Rod in big chest
Oh goodness.
in Ganon's Tower, because you don't ever see that.
No. The silver arrows were on the hobo.
So it looks like mentosman here is going right side, and he may attempt the bomb jump to do right side lamp. We'll see. He is gonna stick in tile room right now because it's the one that's in logic.
It is a screen transition, but it's not an entrance.
Yeah, it's not an entrance. Neither is say Zora's Domain. So
Or the pedestal.
Yeah.
So at the moment, it is a race to the fire rod.
Yep. We could find it here on Argus. We could find it in, say, the left side of Swamp, which, with the speed at which Kohrek has been going through, I don't think he went there.
No, he went straight to the backside.
Got petting zoo strats from mentosman.
There you go. I was about to just say, just use your hook shot.
All right, so we are going for right side strats here. He's not going to find the fire rod, but he will find the big key, unless I'm mistaken.
Well, if the big key's here, the fire rod can be on the big chest.
Right. Fire rod in Ganon's tower is, unless I'm mistaken, completely out at this point.
It could be on validation chest. Oh no, it could.
But you have to clear Ganon's tower anyway, so he may be able to just do this. So you have to do the bomb jump first. Okay, so he's just piecing out. So Kohrek with menu boss. Menu boss is basically the only way to do it in swordless mode.
You can use the ice rod.
Can you?
Yes.
Interesting. I have not tried that. Ganon location, yes, has been found. It's in the Lost Woods. We know that once he completes Ganon's tower, he'll be dropped off at the pyramid where he will find the Uncle's Tunnel.
We're gonna see what Moldorm has for us.
I wonder how many people will see finishing Ganon's tower and then falling in that hole expecting to fight Ganon and then ending up seeing the uncle. I've done that before.
So we know Uncle could not have a progression item either. Sadly.
Right. So we see Kohrek doing the left side play now. Together
looks
with
like
the big chest.
Looks like our tracker is back up and working, so we'll get our items filled out as quickly as we can. Huge shout out to Number Play and Flaffykins. Show them some love.
Alright, so BrewersFan finishes off Moldorm in Tower of Hera, which we found, by the way, just throwing that out there.
mentosman is gonna finally check out the front of Escape. There wasn't anything in here, but...
Yeah, Fire Rod could definitely be in Mimic Cave. It could be in, like, the Turtle Rock Big Chest.
Ooh.
Which we haven't found the entrance for that either.
We still have 2 more chests to check in Ice Palace. Or, I'm sorry, Swamp Palace. No bombos, so Ice Palace is out of question right now.
Yeah, you couldn't even use Bombos if you wanted to.
Oh, correct. Swordless.
And so that kills the pedestals.
Meyer, yes. We have found Meyer.
Yep, that's where Kohrek is heading right now.
Yep. I was saving it for a surprise.
Sorry.
So Fire Rod was not in Swamp, and it was not in Ganon's Tower. Wasn't in Pod.
Yeah, no finishers at the moment. This does not seem like the sort of seed where you would expect early finishes.
We've only had one forfeit, which is kind of surprising.
Yeah, considering the giant rigmarole this thing put you through. I mean, no Dark World access until an hour in for any of our runners.
Hey, we found the exit to Upper Cave.
Ah, and we see mentosman mirroring in. That's going to take you to the... That is the back of the old man's cave.
Yes, it is.
So that's not actually what we're going for. So my traditional troll with that cave that I mentioned earlier, not particularly operative at the moment.
We did find the hammer. The hammer and bow were right next to each other in the Ekriko well, which was in the drop down next to the thieves or the smith's hut.
Did any of our runners ever go to the Dark Escape chest?
I think it's just a map.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. I remember that. We had this discussion, and then I was like, "Ugh."
I think it was like an hour ago, so I'm not going to fault you for it.
Yeah.
Race game did not have anything.
So the Turtle Rock entrance requires bombos, it looks like. So they will not be peeking their way into that at the moment. That entrance could be, say, the Turtle Rock Big Chest entrance, which is the only way to get to that chest.
It'd be Pyramid Fairy.
Yeah, Pyramid Fairy, also a possibility. Speaking of Pyramid Fairy,
I think we're about to see it. Or at least the entrance.
maybe. I'm not convinced that mentosman has done Swamp Palace,
No, you're right.
but Kohrek has. So if Kohrek goes to finish Thieves Town, that could happen. I'm not convinced that Mentos has seen Ether Tablet either, so he would do well to actually check that.
It's gonna be rough for him.
Did he
to
check
route that
Bombo's
back
tablet
in.
while he was down there? Because that seems like the sort of thing he would do.
No, we have not seen Bombo's check. Ganon is located in the Lost Woods in the Thieves' Hideout.
Yeah. Pyramid Fairy can be Ice Palace entrance. No.
We've already seen Ice Palace
Palace.
entrance.
Well, first of all, Ice Palace entrance is a 2-entrance cave. And it's part of the 2-entrance shuffle, and Pyramid Fairy is a 1-entrance shuffle. Those would not be in the same group of shuffling things. Though I'd like to see a version where all of the entrances are treated equally. That's probably a ways off, though. There's a lot of data between here and there. There is only one Ice Palace entrance, but the dungeons are considered 2-entrance caves because there's an entrance when you walk in, and then there's an entrance when you beat it. Oh, there's the fire rod!
Pyramid Fairy.
In the Pyramid Fairy room, which is in the Peg Cave. Of all
Wow.
places. Oh.
So Mentos Man is in. No, doesn't have the flippers yet.
Okay,
and doesn't
so-
know where they are.
How troll is that, by the way? You get the hammer and the bow in Kakariko Well because you had to mirror into the Kakariko Well area. If you had just gone up, hit the peg, and then hit your mirror and done peg cave, you'd have had the fire rod. You'd been go mode.
That's crazy. Progression within like 4 feet of each other.
I mean, who would even think to do that is the thing.
Wow. We're gonna see bomb strats for Vitreous.
Bomb strats, interesting. Guess Kohrek still doesn't have the silly hammer.
And mentosman is on the hunt for the flippers.
Or maybe he doesn't have the silvers, that's it. Okay, yeah, he just doesn't have silvers. If he had silvers, you walk in, you just fire as many silver arrows as you can at Vitreous' face. Trackers are slightly busted at the moment, so our apologies for that, but we're going to try to keep you apprised of the situation.
Brewers fan is going back and making the Ganon Tower play. See where Baker goes.
Now, Brewers fan was the... No, it was mentosman who picked up the fire rod. Okay, so mentosman is now checking the Bombos tablet. Perhaps this will point him in the direction of the Ether tablet, which is where he needs to go.
He's in tablet check mode. Oh, that shovel's gonna troll him for a minute.
Gonna get trolled by the shovel.
What's he gonna dig up?
I'm assuming garbage, but...
He could dig up Bombos.
Oh, that would be troll.
That would be super troll.
Go up to the Turtle Rock entrance, go in, it's the Turtle Rock big chest, and then you get a whole lot of diddly. He's gonna go kill Trinex is what he's gonna do.
No, he's not. Yes, he is. He has a fire rod. What am I talking about?
Yep, so he's got that, he's got the fire rod. He's gonna probably use, I mean, I'm just gonna say definitely use Menu Boss.
Yeah, Menu Boss V2. Yeah, as long as he doesn't drop down after finishing Kohrek, then he can go and check Ether.
Yeah, so Kohrek is now making the play on Ganon's tower. He's going to be sorely disappointed by the complete lack of anything in here.
Brewers fan finishing up Rando Room because this is the only time you see it is in Rando.
Very true. Meanwhile, who42baker finds that non-business end of Ice Rod Cave. One of the little-known facts about that room, if you bonk the statue, you can pick up a gold bee.
We know the best way to get a gold bee right now is to give your bottle to the Fat Fairy. That was an outstanding Trinex fight by mentosman.
Indeed. Gold bees can be sold to the bottle vendor. That's what they're good for. They can also damage enemies if you release them, but I think they are just as good as normal bees.
Yeah.
In that respect.
They also lag your game like no other.
And we have had a finish in our race. First place goes to Furaime, coming in with a time of 2 hours, 4 minutes, and 50 seconds.
GG for Ime. Mentosman getting, I think, third bottle.
Yeah, that's at least 3.
Check Mimic Cave. Yes!
Alright, so we're going to get to see what's in Mimic Cave.
Please be Bombos.
Kohrek had a little bit of trouble with the room there in... It's just Big Love. Kohrek had a little bit of trouble with the invisible bridge room, accidentally picked up the pot he meant to bonk into, but managed to bomb jump right over that. It's actually a pretty forgiving bomb jump. It's only one... The gap is only one tile wide. So all mentosman needs is those elusive flippers. And we see that Kohrek ran out of arrows there on Ice Armos, but used the Ice Rod to his advantage. So the trackers were back for a little bit, and they've gone down again. I believe it has something to do with Amazon, actually. Like, Amazon Web Services are down, and so this is causing issues.
Amazon, please. Oh, and there's the big chest.
Yep, so the T-Rock big chest just turns out to be bombs. Yeah, that was in the official back end of Skullwoods, and we're going to get to see what's on the pedestal today. We know it's not Fire Rod. It's Arrow Upgrade.
Yeah. Mentos was in the right mindset not that long ago checking tablets. I'm hoping that they go check Ether.
Yeah, we could very well see the Ether tablet soon. Does look like we may be experiencing some technical difficulties at the moment.
It looks like Kohrek decided to enter Ice Palace. Unfortunately.
And it looks like mentosman has also made the play into Ice Palace. So both players going into Ice Palace looking for items that won't be there.
It looks like we're coming back up. Kohrek, finishing off Eastern. Baker found Blind's Hut. BrewersFan is going to check out the Turtle Rock Vanilla entrance. And Mentos is delving into Ice Palace.
Okay, so it was Mentos that was going into Ice Palace. My mistake. trackers may be more accurate. So that's a good deal.
Kohrek gonna go finish off Thieves Town.
Yep.
Brewers found the front of Escape. Gonna go see what's in Zelda's chest, which
So-
I think was just bombs.
Yeah, I believe so. When Kohrek heads down to when Kohrek finishes this off, we might see him try the bomb trick, or the big bomb. I know there won't be anything there because we're in the sort of commentators go mode, just waiting for everyone to find what they need. But it would be kind of funny to see.
Mentos is in ice because he's looking for flippers. You can get flippers and ice in Entrance Randomizer.
You sure can. Because there is no guarantee that Ice Palace requires the flippers to enter in this particular mode. Entrance Shuffle is one of those rare animals where there is a slim, like very, very slim possibility that the hammer is not required.
We were talking about this earlier. There's also a very slim possibility that even mitts are not required, or the power gloves.
Yep. The hammer is only required to actually complete inside the dungeon 3 different dungeons. You need it for pod, you need it for swamp, you need it for ice. Hammer is generally required for Turtle Rock because you need it to get into the entrance, but in Entrance Randomizer, not necessarily. So, if the big key for Ganon's Tower is on the right-hand side, then you could have a hammerless seed. Not for Swordless Entrance, though.
Oh no. Baker looks a little baffled as to why they found a fortune teller.
Yep. So, locations that are often missed in Entrance Randomizer include, so just south of where Brewer's Fan is Agana's Cave. In the Dark World, there is also a cave there that a lot of people will forget.
Yes, this is a swordless seed on purpose. There are no swords available in the game at all.
Alright, so mentosman makes quick work of the shell for Cold Stare, and then now we have to start pummeling Cold Stare with fire.
He started a hammer and thought better of it.
Yep. Well, now he's going to use the hammer. I would expect him to use the hammer until maybe he gets low on health, or he wins. And then perhaps use the blue potion he has in reserve to refill the magic and, you know, fire some more hammer shots. But no problem dealing with Cold Stare. Picks up the red rupee
The
red pendant.
Yep. All red off of Cold Stare. I'm pretty sure Mentos is seeing red.
Yep. Okay. Here we go. Mentos heading left. He might be going to the ether tablet.
I hope so.
He gets a little bit rock blocked.
Baker is getting a life lesson. Or a life lesson.
This man peeks into Mire. And then peeks into Paradox Cave.
And back down. Come on, Mentos. You can do it. I believe in you.
Just head to the ether tablet, man. Just go to ether. At least we know he'll be able to go mode swamp when he gets in.
Yeah.
Go moding swamp feels good, man.
You going back to Ganon's tower?
Yeah, he might be trying the bomb jump strats again.
No, you got the fire
He's
rod.
got the fire rod, you're right. So I guess he's gonna finish off Ganon's tower. That's good.
Technically, Flippers could be there.
Yeah, Flippers could be there. He may be thinking that's the case. Flippers could also be at the Uncle's Tunnel in his mind, which is in the pyramid, so we may see that.
After
Yeah,
he finishes here, I think he's out of location.
It's actually not a bad move, now that I think about it. But
No.
unfortunately, he just hasn't gone to the ether tablet. Maybe somewhere in his mind he thinks he checked it.
Found the big key.
Yep, the big key on the right-hand side, lower right chest.
You guessed chest number 19. You were correct.
Yeah, that would have been chest number 19 in Ganon's tower. And he's actually interesting. So he's going this way. I think he's going to the big chest.
Yeah. Just a little bit of love. Gives him 18 hearts, though. He's extremely healthy.
So the locations for the swords that would be here in swordless mode are still there. They do turn into 20 rupees. They don't turn into big 20s. They turn into green rupees with a 20 on them. It's very weird.
It's like, oh yeah, you would have gotten a sword, but swordless.
Wait, maybe I'm making that up. Yeah, I think I'm making that up. I think that's what happens when you pick up what would have been a sword in like an easy mode seed when you have too many swords.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry. I'm confusing two pieces of facts.
Willard says you're correct.
Okay. I mean, it's not really important.
Yeah, Kohrek just needs to go check Hammerpeg Cave, which turned into the Pyramid Fairy.
Yeah, I'm guessing that what Faraime probably did was he probably checked that peg cave right after he checked the well.
Yeah.
And it looks like our second place finisher, no surprise here, Ack the Boker, second place, 2:18.22. So, got a real important question for you, Grobar.
I have a real important answer for you there, Bob.
When's the last time you used swag strats on Aga 2?
I'm gonna say when I was 10, when I played the original Link to the Past.
Yeah, that's gonna be a requirement here for all of our runners. Oh yeah, so Faraime's in chat. He's telling us that's basically what he did, where he used the mirror to drop to bat, and then went back to keep going in the loop with the hammer pegs. They're gonna want hobo for sure.
Yes.
It is theoretically possible to not silvers. It's just not something you ever want to try.
A frame perfect, pixel perfect hammer slam. No, thank you.
So we see Kohrek turns in that mushroom, picks up a +5 arrow upgrade from the witch.
That's a long fetch quest.
We're also not sure how you turn a mushroom into additional aerospace. I'm not sure how that works.
Don't question the witch, just burn her.
I mean, I would if she gave me a +5 arrow upgrade. Yeah, unfortunately, Kohrek can't do so. That's right. He needs the fire rod.
He would have if she dropped the fire rod, though.
Right, so we're going to Mothula now. This is also going to require a sequence break, by the way. Because the logic wants you to have the fire rod to do this room. Turns out you can do this without the fire rod, and it's actually not that difficult. I was actually taught this by Faraime here in chat when I was doing that plando that shall not be named. And all you have to do to make this work is you back up against the wall to the left, and then move to the right, drop the bomb. You are in the correct place to make the bomb jump. And we see Kohrek doing exactly that.
Brewers fan finishing off Evestown.
I don't think you need boots to do it. I think you could do it really fast, but you don't need the boots to do the bomb jump, that's for sure. Right,
I'm not quite sure where Baker's going. I guess to, go find the witch.
right, so Kohrek takes down Mothula with just a little bit of health remaining. Mothula is a little bit of a troll. And by a little bit, I mean...
A lot of it.
Yeah. That was a technical term. Yeah, the fire rod is required just really to beat Trinex here.
Beat Trinex and to get the big key and get in this tower.
Right. Technically.
Yeah. I'm gonna see what Uncle holds.
Yeah, let's go see Uncle.
How he ended up in the Dark World and at the bottom of the pyramid is a question
Yeah,
that
he
shall
went out
never
for a
be
walk
answered.
and got really lost.
There's the pin of Brian.
All right, so there it is. Brian, if you're watching, we found your cane. And somehow it ended up in the Dark World with your uncle. I don't know what is going on. You should probably get him help. Where was Bombos? All right, so Kohrek just did it. He found the fire
so
rod
angry.
and is applying liberal amounts of, percussive force to that chest.
We're in official go mode, but he still needs the silvers. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. These guys have got to check the hobo to find those silvers. Kohrek can do it anytime. He's got the flippers. No problems for that.
Oh, Mentos is gonna find the silvers.
Yep.
Nope.
Well, nope. He's going to the center island.
Stop
He
juking
fake
me,
flippered the
Mentos.
center.
Every time.
Mentos, will you please go check the ether tablet? You're driving us nuts. I mean, so the silvers, you don't technically need silvers, but for swordless mode, you almost have to be some sort of task to do it. I mean, I think Faraime is a task, but everybody else is, okay.
Where are you going, Mentos?
All right,
It's
so we
gonna
have
show
had our third place finish, which was Jet 082, also known as Stoops Jet, with a 2 hour, 27 minutes, and 41 seconds.
Big 20 at the shovel. Go up Death Mountain. He's going. Oh, please. He pulled out the hook shot. No.
We could be just using that for hook speed.
Yeah, he could.
Nope.
Oh, where are you going?
Mentos, please. Please check tablets, please. Alright, so we see Kohrek is going to go finish off Gen's tower. That's going to be another trek up the tower to get that done.
Baker's gonna check the pedestal. Be sorely disappointed.
Yep, just an arrow upgrade. Yeah, the flippers are on the ether tablet. For those of you who don't know what that says, it says fancy a swim.
Kohrek is also gonna check the big pedestal.
I think think dying to Ganon would put you on the pyramid, which I don't believe is accounted for in the logic. But if you did that, it would have saved you like so much time.
I got excited because Mentos was in Hera, but then Entrance Rando.
I'm not sure if it's allowed. I think you're allowed to use it. It's never required, but you're allowed to use it. Oh, is it a not allowed situation? Okay, so thanks Zach the Boker. That's good to know. I actually used it one time when I was running like that really ridiculous madness swordless ridiculous thing.
That shall not be named.
No, this is a different one. But I already had access to Dark World. I just kind of used it as a shortcut to get where I was going.
You don't need to kill Moldorm. You need to go check Ether Tablet. Baker's gonna get their Titan's Mitts. Oh, they already got them. Excuse me.
Yep, Baker's gonna get a compass.
Alright, you're on Death Mountain. Just go. No!
Okay, so mentosman is kind of... I think mentosman is in recheck mode at the moment. He's just kind of rechecking entrances, trying to remember what he's done, what he's seen.
He says, oh, I didn't check the big chest in Thief Stop.
Oh boy. Yeah, I think at this point he's got to think that he's checked off Ether Tablet at some point, and it's an erroneous check because he has not gotten it. Well, it was kind of trolly. The intended way to reach the Dark World was very, very difficult. You had to go up Aghanim's tower, and you had to do so without a repeatable weapon. The only way to get up there was by using bombs.
Oh no, Kohrek getting knocked off the bridge.
If anybody who was from the race saw that or heard that and can correct me if there was some other way to kill things up Aga Tower, let me know. And we see Pika Pals finishing in 4th place with a 2:32.27, and Ink Nun finishing in 5th place with a 2:33.57.
Here's Bombos. Oh, Lord have mercy.
Yeah, so we found the blue cane, Jet. It was in the Uncle's Tunnel. In the Pyramid of Power.
No. Go. Don't do it. Please go up the left side on your way to Kohrek. I'm rooting for you. Go left now! Oh, he's gonna go check this entrance. I hope that he goes to the far side after this.
We see Kohrek getting trolled by Trolldorm 2. We don't call him Trolldorm for nothing, folks.
So what is Swordless Entrance? What's the...
I do not recall.
I'm not sure what is left that it could be.
Bumper cave, apparently. So, fun fact, you can actually go through this side of Bumper Cave with the hook shot. You do not need the cape. So if you run into Bumper Cave from the back entrance, you can traverse it using the hook shot. It's a one-way trip without the cape, but you can do that.
Just go back through your portal, jump across, and go left. Do it. You might do it. He's gonna do it!
He's going left. Ladies and gentlemen,
Oh, please.
mentosman is heading for the ether tablet. Yes!
Oh, I want to see how angry he is.
He's gonna get here and be like, wait, why isn't that a pile of rubble?
Oh my goodness.
Alright, so I'm expecting him to make a beeline for Swamp Palace. Still gonna want those silvers, but now that he's gotten the flippers, he can add a couple of potential locations to his list. Like, I don't know, Hobo. Pick up silver arrows.
Do you think Kohrek's gonna check Uncle?
Yeah, probably. He still needs silvers. We see Chex Human finishing in 6th place with a 2 hour, 34 minute, and 10-second finish.
Yeah, Zora's Ledge was just a big point. Kohrek is about to be in go mode.
Kohrek checking the Hobo.
Yes.
This will put him in go mode. He's going to head directly to Turtle Rock to finish off Trinex. And then head to Ganon.
So Kohrek is our first runner in official go mode at 2 hours and 38 minutes.
Now, unfortunately, mentosman going through Swamp Palace, he will not be able to straight go mode it on account of the silvers. It's a little unfortunate. Kohrek remembering that the dam is the back of Laser Bridge. Yeah, I believe that. I believe that thing about Kohrek being our first runner in official go mode at 2 hours 38 minutes is, a good way to summarize this seed. To be honest.
Yes, it is. But just remember, the runners brought this on themselves. They voted for this.
All right, so Kohrek with menu boss strats, and he's just gonna apply fire liberally to the face of the ice head, because the fire actually deals damage to the ice head, whereas the ice does not deal damage to the fire head. And we should see Kohrek entering the Ganon fight shortly. As we all know, it's just a quick hop over to the Lost Woods, and there you go.
Loop 3 and run north.
Yeah, to be fair, Madness is basically just a bunch of up and down. You go in, you go out, you go in, you go out, you go in, you go out, and that's kind of how you get around the world. Bunch of chains of portals all over the world.
I think the average for Hell is, what, like 5 hours?
I've never even seen that, and I don't think I want to. Alright, so we see Ganon being attacked with a hammer. There was a timed Oko race yesterday,
Was.
and that I finished that one faster than these runners are finishing this one.
Well, that one you were racing the clock too.
True.
Yeah, we're seeing that meat tenderizer on the pig strats today.
Yeah. Generally, you don't need to apply tenderizer to bacon, but you never know.
Gotta hammer it out thin enough to fry it up.
So Oko is one hit KO. And so the way timed Oko works is you have a clock, and when it runs out, you're in Oko mode, and you can extend that clock by finding clocks in chests.
It's a fun mode.
Yeah. I mean, I recommend the easy mode version of it. It's pretty good. Yeah, the open mode also took me longer than that scene. It was bad. Anyway, so we see Kohrek finish off Ganon. That was actually a really solid Hammer Ganon fight.
GG to Kohrek.
Yep. And he finishes in 7th place with a 2 hour, 43 minute, and 37 second time.
See if we can get Kohrek in here to get his thoughts on the seed.
Yes, that would be ideal, because I just really want to talk to some of these runners about this mess.
Oh my goodness.
To really get this down, you would have had the awareness to realize. So, like, normally when you do the when you use the mirror to get to that jump down spot for the where the magic bat normally is, where Kakariko Well is this time. Normally you think, okay, I'm gonna lose my portal here because I don't have the hammer. And so that's the sort of thing that goes in your head, and you would have had to have the presence of mind to be like, oh, I just picked up the hammer, I can get the portal back, in order to finish the seed in a reasonable amount of time.
I don't mean to cut you off, but we have Kohrek in the waiting room. We're going to go ahead and drag him
Oh,
down.
well, let's do that then.
Hello, Kohrek.
Hello.
Are you alive? That was a mess.
Yeah, that was rough. And the roughest part was that I could have cut about half an hour off my run if I would have just exited the well.
Yep.
Hello, Kohrek.
So, are you alive? That was a mess. Yeah, we're getting a little bit of audio from Kohrek right now, so we'll see what we can do about that. But yeah, that was a real mess with a lot of stuff going on. One of the problems I saw was that Dark World access, right? Audio from Kohrek right now.
Yeah,
so we'll see what we can do about
I
that.
know in Key Sanity that they allow you to get the first couple chests with bombs, but I did not know.
With a lot of stuff going on.
I wasn't sure that you could, go through all the way, if that was in the logic or not.
One of the problems I saw was, about the only way I could think of to get access, right? Other Dark World access was, died again, and then apparently we don't do that.
Yeah, I mean, I was convinced that I missed something until I found. Well, first I found the myths, but then I found the hammer, and well, I was convinced I just missed something up until that point.
Yeah, about the only way I could think.
But yeah, like once it opened up, it all opened up. So the problem that fire rod, man, that fire rod trolls me more than any other item.
Yeah, we were just saying before we came in that, in order to complete this in like the most efficient way possible, you'd have had to had the presence of mind to be like, so when you jump into the Kakariko well there with the mirror, most of the time you're thinking, okay, I just lost my portal because I don't have the hammer, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And then you would have had to think, oh, wait, I have the hammer, I can just go back and do that, and I can do Peg Cave. And you just, I can't think of anybody who would have just thought of that right off the top of their head, you know what I mean?
I think it's especially in this in this format with this particular seed that I got the hammer and bow, and it's just like, okay, now I can clear 6 dungeons.
Right. You're not thinking I need more overworld. It's just like I have tons of places I could check.
I mean, what are the odds that you have 3 items that close to each other?
Yeah, and there was literally nothing in any of the dungeons.
Yeah, the dungeon, dungeon bias logic is a little wonky here in Entrance Shuffle.
It's not completely true. You found the Titan's Mitts in Skullwood.
Yeah, but it was a locked Skullwood, so I didn't go in there my first time around either, so that slowed me down even more.
Yeah. Oh, Mentosman is heading over to the Dark World shopping mall.
And taking a death.
And getting wrecked. But he does have a ferry. This trip to the Dark World shopping mall is brought to you by the Vitreous Juice Bar. All the flavors of juice you could ever want, as long as that flavor is poison slime.
This was a super quick seed. If you just got the fire rod, and then the first thing you did was go to Ganon's tower, check the right side, and then just rush it and have Ganon tell you where the silvers were, because it couldn't have been easier to find them after that.
This is actually the Dark World shopping mall, by the way.
Chat's pointing something out. Mentos has 20 hearts.
Wow.
I think, Kohrek, you ended with 18?
I think that's right. Yeah, I got every item out of every dungeon except for Turtle Rock, so full clear GT too, so got a lot of hearts.
Yep. So some of our runners here continue to get trolled by their own memory, I guess. But yeah, so some of these items were just like most of the progression, just kind of way out of the way, not in the dungeons like you would expect, right?
Yeah, and with the entrance shuffle logic, it is a little bit more overworld heavy, but at the same time, I had covered so much of the overworld over the first hour and a half of the race that, you know, most of the remaining items were in dungeons. It just didn't work out.
We all learned today from watching you and several of the others that you cannot bomb wizrobes.
Yeah, I thought that was a thing, but I really wanted to make sure that that was a thing before I committed to doing Bomb Agate Tower.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah,
please, everybody put it off just as long as possible because Bomb Aghanim Tower is... That's... yeah.
That was quite a challenge, I would say. Doable with the hook shot, making it easier to keep things in place, but you still want to make sure you have a ton of bombs before you go up there.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what we would have done if they didn't give us that many capacity upgrades, really. that could have been quite the roadblock.
Yeah, you guys went in with 30 bombs, I think, available to you.
That's right.
Yeah. What's the absolute minimum you could do that with? I think it's 12.
If you hit everybody twice, or hit them.
Yeah.
The rooms with 2 required at the same time.
Yeah. You'd need 4 for the first 2 guards, 2 for the next 2, 2 for the arrow guard, 2 for the next set of red guards, 2 for the next set of red guards. That's 12, and it'd have to be perfect. All right, so we have our 8th place finisher of Jay Coper at 2 hours 50 minutes and 23 seconds.
We got Baker still looking for that hammer.
Yeah, so I don't know if the logic accounts for bomb capacity there, but if it doesn't, it should account for at least 1. Otherwise, it might not be possible. So, Kohrek, you got anything else you want to say about this run?
It was unique.
Yeah, I certainly believe that. I imagine I'd still be playing. I'd probably still be in the light world at this point, wondering how do I get to the dark world if I was playing this. So yeah, it would be. It's an interesting seed.
Meanwhile, we have BrewersFan finally getting their flippers. Yeah, Kohrek, you lucked out. You checked the ether tablet relatively early. I think you checked it like right after you got the book.
Yeah, it just so happened that I was going up there next after getting the book, so that worked out.
Yeah, I think mentosman might have thought he already checked it at some point, but it turned out that was not the case.
Hammer is in the Kakariko Well, which is in the Vanilla Magic Bat location.
Yep, along with the bow right next to it. It's just like, here, you want a clear pod? Have some stuff.
And then the fire rod.
And then the fire rod's right next door, so it's just like, ah. Brewers fan picking up a shovel.
Hey, pick up the flippers off of one tablet. Why not have progression on the other?
You wish. Right, so we do have 2 more finishers in our race. We've got Haiku-type and Ninbon. That's 9th and 10th place with a time of 2:53.49 and a time of 2:54.29. Okay. So, Market Hobo off your map, that could happen. I mean, he did do some fake flippering, so, you know, when you fake flipper, a lot of times you just say, oh, I did the fake flipper thing, so that's got Hobo in it.
If he marked it off, that's gonna be bad.
That would be unfortunate. So yeah, Kohrek, you're welcome to stick around, you know, offer insights or whatever you want to do, but we're going to try to follow the rest of our runners as we finish up this quite trolley seed.
Well, I just want to say thanks for the commentary. Thanks for the restream. I am going to go pass out.
That seems like a reasonable course of action.
That is absolutely understandable. Thank you for running.
Yeah, and also if you appreciate what you've seen here today with the sort of, you know, general torture these guys have been through, make sure to give the runners a follow, and maybe the other people involved in this stream as well, because we'd all appreciate it, and I think our runners have put on a great show today. Don't you?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, with only 3 forfeits, just mad shout-outs and props to the runners for sticking through this.
Yeah, so Mentos is back in recheck mode.
I think at this point you go and clear Skull Woods and then just go to Ganon and have him tell you where the silvers are.
Yeah, that is actually a thing. Yeah, I think it's like 1 or 2 frames to hit again with the hammer Silverless, and of course you have to make sure to dodge that fire bat before you even get up next to him. So it's not a simple process.
Is Baker gonna try Kane Vitreous? Is that even a thing?
You can absolutely bomb Vitreous to death. Ask me how I know.
I know you can bomb the small eyes, but I didn't know if the bombs hurt
Yeah,
the
big eye
or
also
the
will take damage from bombs. I believe the number of bombs it takes to kill the main Vitreous eye is, I'm gonna say 16, 18, something like that.
He's gonna bomb the small eyes. How many hits from the cane would kill Vitreous?
How many hits from the Cane of Samaria? 40 something?
Woo!
32 maybe?
I guess
big numbers.
If you kept the eye on the bottom half and just threw the block at it, you could technically do it.
Yeah, I mean, the beams from it would knock it back, and the block would disappear after hitting him 4 times. I think he needs more bombs just to, like, kill all the eyes. Dang it all if he isn't doing a great job dodging these eyes.
Yeah, he's doing a very good job. Almost finished off the eye. Down to 4.
Yeah, Faraime also knows exactly what I'm talking about with Bomb Vidi. Yeah, there's a Plandomizer which shall not be named, where you could have at least, I think you could get up to 45 or 50 bombs, and you also had 5 arrows, and that's what you could use to kill Vidi. And he dropped the Moon Pearl.
Oh, he's gonna call it quits.
Oh, so no such luck there.
Meanwhile, we got Mentos grabbing his 7th crystal.
I know that the oh yeah, it would be more than, yeah. I was wrong. Hold on, it's 32 bombs. It's 32 bombs for Vidi's eye, and because it's 12 bombs and 5 arrows, and it would normally take 8 arrows.
Where is Mentos going now?
The wrong direction is the...
Yeah, he's going the roundabout way.
Well, maybe he's just going to Ganon.
I feel like it would have been quicker just to go into Lost Woods.
Oh, I thought he was going straight to Silverless Ganon.
I'm not quite sure Mentos knows where they're going.
He's exploring hitherto unknown portions of this map. Places that you would never ever go in any version of this game.
He's just taking us on a little tour of Hyrule.
Now, I would be interested in seeing who42baker here pull off a Samaria blind fight. So that's a fun fight.
We did see, I think it was Mentos pulled it off earlier.
Yep. Samaria blind is just a fun fight. It's not even that hard, it's just fun to do.
No, thankfully blind is scripted, so 9 damaging hits and he dies. Or she, I'm sorry, she.
There are conflicting reports on that.
Ganon is in the Thieves' Hideout in Lost Woods. I think Mentos is stocking up for Silverless Ganon.
Yep, he may actually try it. I mean, maybe I didn't actually see it. I didn't see the glitch. I mean, not the glitch, the hint. But I think it would have said something like, "Did you find the arrows under a bridge?"
Oh, we'll be seeing on Mentos' screen here shortly.
Yeah, I think we are about to try to wrap up the stream, but I think I'd like to see what Mentos Man does here if he tries to go for the Silverless Ganon.
Yeah, I would like to stick around to see that as well.
Oh, it literally just says "with the hobo."
Oh.
So he can, when he walks in, gets to phase 4, he will know where it is.
He's gonna be kicking himself for marking that off.
Silver Swordless Ganon. So they would be tempered sword damage hits. So yeah, it would be 24 in the last phase. It would be 24 frame perfect hits. You don't have to use frame perfect hits on the first part. I mean, I'd be willing to stick around until all these guys finish, but I think we need to not monopolize the channel.
No. Doing pretty well for himself so far.
Seahouse was in the fortune teller's hut, which, as I say, you got to remember that one because a lot of people will just completely blank that one out.
Yeah, did you find the silver arrows with the hobo?
Nope.
Oh, here it is. Missed twice.
Nope. So this is the attempt at Silverless Hammer Ganon.
You guys can see just how difficult this is.
Yep. I believe when he hits, if and when he hits, you will see a knockback effect. So that will be the easiest way to tell.
Yeah, he's saying nope.
Up, he
Not
just
for me.
jumps right in. Yeah, it might have been that he actually got the knockback, but he landed in the hole. But at least he knows where the hobo is, so he's going to be able to finish this off.
Gotta go the long way since he's not in the dark world. No, Baker has not forfeited yet. Or forfeited, not yet.
Yeah, well, in Entrance Randomizer, they give you very specific hints because it's just really, really weird to try to describe where something is when it's not actually there. Yeah, sorry, we were setting up, seeing what we're gonna do after this, but yeah, apparently Mentos attempted like hobo side.
No murder the hobo. He's already living life hard enough as it is. Living under a bridge with a tent and a campfire.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that you can get to that that ledge to jump down into the magic bat without the hammer. That's like a a little trick that some people forget you can do.
Mentos is pulling off this a lot of these second hits on Ganon while he's jumping, which is really tough with just the hammer.
I mean, Mentos may have checked literally everything at this point.
I'm pretty sure that he did.
Oh yeah, he didn't go to Tower of Hera.
Oh, getting 2 doubles.
And there we go. mentosman8 finishing in 12th place with an official SRL time of 3 hours, 10 minutes, and 44 seconds. And we can see if he wants to hop in and talk to us for a bit.
My goodness.
And we see that we did have an 11th place finish in there from, or a 10th place finish. We already saw that. An 11th place from Magnon 718.
I will say, chat finally got a
17.
wish of an extremely trolly seed. Trying to see if we can get Mentos in here.
Mm-hmm. It was pretty troll, for those asking. The Dark World access path was bombing your way up Aghanim's tower, for one thing. They had this trolley situation where you finally got into Kakariko Well by mirroring to the Magic Bat location, and then you got the bow and the hammer in there, and you're like, oh, I can do dungeons now. And it turned out that the fire rod was lurking right next door in the peg cave that took everybody forever to come back and go get.
Good morrow, Mentos.
Welcome to the chat. We're not actually hearing you on our end.
Yep, I know the problem on that one.
There we go.
There it is.
Welcome to the I'm going to say the winner's circle, because anyone who can finish this seed is a winner in my book.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that was certainly a thing. I feel like there were a couple things that I chose poorly not to do when I was right near them, and they cost me a ton of extra time, but even doing them right away would have been a weird seed.
Yeah, I'm sure you were beating yourself up over the flippers on Ether.
Yeah, the flippers were a big one, and also not jumping into Kakariko Well when I was in Village of Outcast the first time, instead of wandering around and forgetting it.
Mm-hmm. And then the fire rod literally right next to it.
Yeah, that was kind of a
Yeah, that
troll
one too.
situation. Because you jump in Kakariko Well, you're like, oh, I got the bow, I got the hammer, I can like clear all the dungeons now. Let's just go do that. And then turned out what you needed with the fire rod was like right next door. It's really weird. But yeah, that was interesting. We were wondering with the ether tablet and like the hobo and things like that, were those things that you had kind of checked off as something you had done, or did you just like space on them?
Not even so much that, but when I got the hammer, I'd had the book for ages, and I was waiting for the hammer to get it. Hammer opened up so much, I kind of forgot to go back to him. Hobo, same thing with the flippers. I hadn't had them for so long, I didn't want to break the logic on it, and then just by the time it was 3 hours in, I got the flippers. I forgot.
Yeah. We see who42baker just picked up the flippers. I believe he actually checked the ether tablet at one point with the book. So once he got the hammer, he was like, yoink.
We were super hyped, and chat was rooting for you. You tried to do the hammerless, swordless Ganon, or the silverless, swordless Ganon.
Yeah, that would have been really impressive.
I figured it was worth a shot. I know I've heard at least one person say they've done it with 4 blue potions, so I figured I would at least give it a try. It wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, we saw you stock up for it. We figured that you would be going off and getting the silvers as soon as Ganon told you where they were anyways.
So, you know what else I found quite impressive about your run? That heart count at the end.
I do think this is the first time I've ever finished with red mail and a full 20 hearts. I kind of felt invincible by the end of that.
Yeah, it's like, yep, I'm not gonna die. Just not happening.
Although I got myself close on Ganon by just not caring about damage, and then like, oh, I'm at 4 hearts now.
BrewersFanJP finally getting in go mode and picked up their fire rod.
Yep. So, mentosman, any other thoughts on this seed? What do you think of Entrance Randomizer now? How much of this have you done?
I played a decent chunk of it back during the Entrance Shuffle tournament. Haven't played it much since then. This was definitely kind of up there in terms of the ones that threw me off. Better than last Entrance Daily I did, though, where I kind of forgot how the Drop Fairy Cave worked and just ran around for an hour and a half accomplishing nothing.
Oh. Yeah. So yeah, like I said, I kind of like Entrance Shuffle. It's a different animal than the normal randomizer, and can really kind of refresh your view on it. But yeah, is there anything you in particular else you wanted to say about this particular seed, or do we want it to die in a fire at this point?
In all honesty, the seed was kind of fun, just because it kind of pushed my thought processes as far as they could, try to find what I had missed, which is kind of nice to have occasionally. But that being said, it was kind of a monster if you didn't do the well and the hammer pegs right away. You were just all over the place.
So for one, the path to Dark World access, right, was not a trivial path, right? So you had to bomb your way up Agate Tower, which just seems like something no one would ever think to do.
Yeah, that part was kind of brutal. That's actually why I did Bomb Lamolus, was just hoping for some kind of actual weapon to move up the tower.
Yeah, well, at least you had the hook shot to stun things, and a decent amount of capacity upgrades at that point.
Yeah, that very much helped. Hookshot is a lifesaver in that situation.
We were doing the math, and apparently if you do everything exactly perfect, you can get up the tower with 12 bombs. But it has to be really, really, really perfect. That was a very high item check count there, Mentos.
196 out of 216.
And you remember that doesn't count the places that you just look at and don't pick up, right? So you picked up most of the items in the game, and still managed to finish with the time you did, or in the place that you did. I know most people look at a 310 and wouldn't be particularly happy with it, but still, this is excellent for this seed.
Yeah, given the path it all took and the fact that it was borderline 100%, I can't be too bothered with it. That's for sure. I kind of feel like it's actually rather good to have figured out the parts I was missing when I did, because if not, it would have been drastically longer.
Oh no, people check back of escape, J-Man. There was just a whole bunch of garbage back there. In fact, I believe you checked back of escape, mentosman.
I did. I think I did that after egging him and was really worried the hammer was going to be in there and that whole thing was going to be pointless.
Oh, no one checked dark escape because it was the burrito.
Yeah.
Or the key. One of those two things.
Mentos, if you go back and watch the VOD, we're really sorry for screaming at you.
Yeah. Don't go back and watch it.
I was screaming at myself for both that run.
We were just like, no, go left. Go to the ether tablet. Just go.
Yeah. I was with you there, J-Man, for a little bit, because I was like, oh, they haven't done the thing, but then I forget this isn't Key Sanity, where you have to care about all the things. Because I've been running a lot of Key Sanity recently. By the way, if you want to combine Entrance Shuffle with Key Sanity, that's a fun thing. If you want to lose your mind. All right, so, anything else you want to tell the viewers before we wrap this up, Mentos Man?
Just don't try to play the seed at home. It's just not worth it.
Don't try this at home, yeah. I actually kind of want to, try it just knowing where everything is and just see how fast I can get through it.
That could actually be a pretty good use for it.
All right, so once again, thank you to Mentos Man for your excellent run and
Yes,
your
thank you.
and your excellent job getting through this seed. Looks like Brewers Fan just picked up his 7th crystal, so he may actually be finishing soon. But I think this is the point at which we're going to call it for this broadcast. We've got. I want to thank everyone for watching. I want to thank all of our runners, Kohrek, mentosman, who42baker, BrewersFanJP, for putting together an excellent run. And I want to thank the crew behind this. So we had JC, we had Mythical 9 running the gatekeeping. We had, of course, Feasel with the whole amazing streaming setup, and our trackers. We had Number Play and Flaffykins. Thank you so much to both of you, and of course to my co-commentator Terminal Crowbar. Thank you so much for commentating with me.
No, thank you for sticking it out with me.
Yeah, no problem. So if you enjoyed what you've seen here today, the best way to support the people involved is just give them a follow, and make sure to follow all of the speed gaming channels so you don't miss any of the amazing speedrunning action we have on these channels today. So with that, I want to say to everybody, thank you once again. I have been Dr. Bobtastic.
And I've been Terminal Crowbar. Good night, everyone.
I'll see you later.